but almost every household has a lot of maize. They can be able to go and do the milling. They get the flour and get food. And you know, people, we have a very long list now of people who need this money. So 1 million is something big for an individual who had never got even 500,000.
Yeah, we thank God for yet another day and happy new month. We are almost actually to the first half of 2026, so it's time to lay down your achievements so far. And yes, so tonight we are turning our focus on one of the strategies of Uganda to eradicate or to execute poverty right from its grassroots. And the center of it all is the parish development model that is known as the PDM. You all know about PDM, and when you hear PDM, all that comes in your mind is money, right? So tonight, I'm joined by one of the most outstanding figures when it comes to parish development model. That's the specialist who is going to help us unpack who benefits from PDM. Has it actually worked? That's one of the questions you guys are asking. And is parish development model the best kind of strategy to deal with poverty? Yeah, most of you ask about skills. Why haven't they considered skilling and all that? And I'm sure many of you want to know who the lady I'm hosting tonight is. Please.
Okay, thank you, Inidi.
Yeah.
My name, good evening, viewers. My name is Irene Mwanguzi. I'm the Enterprise Development Specialist for the Parish Development Model, and I'm glad to be here. I hope by the time we finish this show, we will have come to an understanding of what PDM is and what we aim to achieve and what your role is as a Ugandan. Thank you.
Okay, so Miss Irene, for starters, we all know PDM, but there is a lady out there in the village that doesn't know what parish development model actually is.
Thank you. Parish development model is a development strategy. Many people call it a program, but I prefer calling it a strategy because it's supposed to align efforts of both national level leadership and strategies with the strategies at the parish and the people who live in the parishes to lead to national development. At the end of the day, it should be able to contribute to the national development agenda. But the actions have to happen at the parish level. Okay. Yes.
So as a specialist, what is your mandate? Why are you important?
Yes, my mandate as a national specialist for the parish development model is to, first of all, to design. We designed the strategy, and also to ensure that the strategy is working well and it's achieving its mandate with the population. So my role really continues, a continued process of ensuring that the strategy is relevant, is moving towards achieving its goals and objectives, and that people understand what it is and implement it, and so that we can achieve the vision for which it was created.
Okay, so that brings us back to changing the mindset of people towards this,
yes.
their perception towards the parish development
Yes,
model.
that is part of the strategy. The strategy has 7 pillars. One of the pillars is, the first one is called agricultural value chains. And the second one is called economic services and infrastructure development. The third one is financial inclusion, which people know most. It's literally, I think, because it's money. So people tend to relate more with money. And so financial inclusion, and then there is social services that include education, it includes health, it includes water for home use, but also for production. And the fifth one is mindset change, which is very critical. In fact, it should have been the first one, But doesn't matter, the order of the pillars doesn't matter. They're all very important, but they work in a very integrated manner. They have to be interconnected for them to achieve what we want the model to achieve. And so we also have number 6 is the PDMIS. It's called Parish Development Information Management System, which is supposed to be a data-driven component of the strategy. And then the 7th one is governance and administration, mainly leadership really for the strategy. So briefly, those are the 7 pillars, and they must, my role as a specialist is to ensure that these pillars are working together to achieve the common objective of the model. Okay. Yes.
So parish development model is not the first of a kind of that kind when it comes to executing poverty in Uganda and all that, because I believe all strategies had the same goal.
Yes.
But what makes PDM different from the others?
PDM is different, first, because it's very people-centered. Okay. It's a strategy that is centered on people, and you can't have people and you divorce them from implementing the strategy. People must be part and parcel from the start. Okay. You don't sit in Kampala and design and implement the strategy without involving the people. Okay. They must be part and parcel. And the people that I'm talking about, majority of them should be the ones who are in need of the strategy. And so the people who are most in subsistence living economy are the ones that we are talking about mostly. Okay, it's centered on them, on their own leadership, on their own decision-making power, and on their own resources. Yeah, so that's the difference with PDM from other strategies, I believe.
Okay, now talking about the people that are centered around that.
Yes.
And the point that PDM has its focus on poverty, or the enemy is poverty.
Yes, yes.
That means not everyone is eligible to get that.
No,
so
actually.
Who is eligible?
Now, PDM, let me say, they are what we call beneficial or benefiting families, benefiting households, and benefiting communities. But then it must have converge the efforts of everyone else, even those who are not poor or who are not in subsistence economy. Okay. The only pillar that touches only the people 39, they're actually been 39% until recently when they lowered to about 31%. Oh. Those ones are the only ones eligible to get the financial resources, the PRA for Parish Revolving Fund.
Okay, so how are you in the know that this one is?
Data. It has to be driven by data. The first thing that PDM did before we even started doing any strategies on the ground was to collect information, to do community profiling using that pillar I talked about, PDMIS, the Parish Development Information Management System. We have other systems like it's called Zaidi. Zaidi was developed by the ISO. And so they all work together to go to the field and do community profiling, household profiling, to understand each parish and who are the residents in the parish, who are the people living in subsistence and those who are not. So all this information was collected before starting the process.
Okay, to be honest, I don't think I registered that part of it. Yes. All I knew is when the strategy came on, and then everyone got to be in the know of it, and then we are creating groups, and then we are going to pick the money. I didn't know that there was collection of data to find out actually the people's background.
Yes, that was the very first one. It's called community profiling. So that was done to profile everybody so that they're on the system. Because the system is the one that picks who's going to get to be in PRF, who gets the revolving fund and who doesn't.
So I cannot disguise myself to be one of those people?
You cannot, although we've had challenges where some people have intentionally gotten it when they are not supposed to, but those are very few, instances.
Okay.
Yeah.
So understand trillions of money has been sent.
Yes.
To the public.
Yes.
So how do you account for the tracking and making sure that there is, or how much has actually shown returns so far?
Okay, since the beginning of PDM, from 2022, to date, about 3.7 trillion has been disbursed to the communities out there. And we've been in the process. Of course, this money takes some time. 2 years when you receive the money now, it takes 2 years for you to start repayment. So most of the people who received the first cycle have already started paying. Right now, we have about 1.3 billion in repayment. Okay. And because we've been from elections in the last year, it affected a little bit of the progress. Okay. But we are now seriously in the recovery process. People must pay through the technological, the Wendy program that was created in the bank to be able for people to pay back. Okay. So we've started that process. It has begun and it's going to continue, because PDM is going to be a continuous process. Okay. Yeah. It's revolving. It's revolving, yes.
Okay, we hope by 2026 we shall have about 3.5 households who will have received the revolving funds. Those words
no, by now, by 2026, we have about 3.6 million households.
I actually noted this. I quoted this. You said we hope by 2026 we shall have about 3.5 households. That was last year, before 2026.
Ah, you quoted me.
That's what you mentioned.
Yes.
And if you've registered around
3.7 now.
3.7 approximately, 3.7.
Yes.
Should we say that 3.7 households of lives have been changed?
3.7 households have received the revolving fund, and we believe in the last 3 years there are some lives that have changed. Okay. Households have changed. The poverty has reduced actually. Since we began the program by 2024, we had about, from the beginning, we had about 24% households in poverty. By 2026, let me get the statistics right.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, poverty has reduced actually. Yeah, national poverty declined from 21.4 in 2021 to 16.1 in 2024. Okay. And that's about 3 years of implementing PDM. So that can directly be associated with our actions of the model. Yeah.
So some Ugandans claim that PDM was mostly structured around politics, connections, or maybe it could be inaccessible. Do you think they are wrong, or there is a difference, or there is a disconnection between reports and reality?
I think both. There is a disconnection between the reports and reality, yes. But also there must have been some misinformation that went out there by maybe interested parties who try to tell people that this strategies for politics, it's supposed to be a reward. Yes,
they took a name of campaigning.
Exactly. They misled the population. Yes. But you know, something that is not right, it doesn't stay a long time. Okay. Because when we go back, we counter the truth, the wrong with the truth, then the truth always prevails. Okay. Majority of the people may have had that misconception, but with continuous sensitization and training, people have come to know that this money is not just for politics. Okay. Although people sometimes really intentionally want to divert attention, but the truth is politics and economics go hand in hand. Because we need the politics for economy to grow, and we need the economy for politics to succeed. So we need to just learn how to handle the two properly, so that we don't lose the other and gain from the another side.
Okay. So Miss Irene, I want to believe, me inclusive, I'm one of those patriotic people. Right. And maybe I'm also not maybe.
Yes.
I also want to deal or execute or eradicate poverty when it comes to Uganda, at least. And then I realized there are many strategies that the government had put in place before parish development model comes in. Now critics say it was not the best. Why? PDM has not considered skilling in a way that they are going to the public, giving them the funds, but they're not sitting down with the people themselves or having workshops and finding out what are their interests, put them in the skilling workshops and all that. And also, some critics say it was better, instead of giving a farmer that 1M, maybe give a farmer the grains, maybe give a farmer the chicks. Whether the farmer wants it or not, the farmer is going to rear those chicks. Whether the farmer wants it or not, he or she is going to plant those grains. But when you give me hard cash, with the way I know Ugandans, and Ugandans have fast needs or fast problems that they want to deal with, it is so rare for them to get that money and put it in the long term. And that takes me to what I actually told you earlier, the fact that we were coming into politics. Many Ugandans had hope that when it comes to payback, the president is putting it in a way of maybe campaign, and maybe he will say, oh, that was money for my people. So most people use that money without considering the fact that it is going to be paid back. Now that brings me back to the other part, whereby some critics claim that maybe it would be better that you give the farmer what he needs, what he really needs to develop, than giving the farmer the money, because maybe you gave him the 1 million at a time when the son was sick. And that money was used for treatment. And there are some things you use, and of course you will not expect anything in return, like treatment and all that. Yeah, what's your say about that?
Well, anyway, I mean, human needs are insatiable.
Yeah, sure.
When you satisfy one, another one comes. But for PDM, really, I want everybody to understand that for the very first time in the history of Uganda, much as Uganda started before we were born, we've read and we've understood what has happened, that the government has respected, of course it has always respected its people, but the mindset of thinking that because people are subsisting or they are poor, they don't know what they want, is a mind of the past. And I keep thinking that's a traditional mindset which cannot progress for the future. Now, the past programs, we've had programs in the past where government would purchase assets, inputs like you're talking about for farm, and then give it to them. Some people, when they would get that money, they would plant, for example, mangoes, and they keep saying, those mangoes are for nuts. Those mangoes are for Operation Wealth Creation. So they don't care for them because somebody bought the seed or the seedling and brought it for you. But here government is saying, we want to empower you. It's an empowerment process, really. It's a paradigm shift from handouts. If I buy for you inputs every time, it's like I assume I know what you want. I want to give you handouts. And so the culture of accepting handouts kept coming on board. But right now, government is saying, no, we respect, even if people are hungry, people are poor, people are subsisting, they are still supposed to be respected. They are human beings. What differentiates a hungry person or a person who is living in subsistence economy and the one who has money is not humanity, it's just the superficial differences in wealth. But in terms of being a human being, we are the same, we are equal. So government is saying, since there's that equality, let's respect this person who is living in subsistence economy, give them the money, the resources, and they look for what they want. Because if you sit and give me things, it'd be like you're assuming what my neighbor wants is what I want. When they want piggery, I may want maize.
I thought maybe that will be in the data collection that you guys did earlier. Maybe you'll find out what this one has interest in.
Yes, of course it's there, but still we can't buy for you things. We want to make sure that people are able to access what they want. What they're interested in doing. And then we also want to make sure that the value chain systems of supply chain, the input suppliers are also there, because it's also part of PDM.
Okay.
People who are sellers of seedlings or seeds or whatever it is in the communities should also be recognized and certified, so that our farmers can go, or people who are in subsistence can go and pick them from nearby.
Okay.
Depending on what people want to do. Okay. This is a free country, it's a free world, yeah. So people have freedom. Yes.
So have you considered skilling the citizens?
Training them, yes.
In whatever field they are.
Yes, we do a lot of training, and especially in the beginning, this first phase was really to talk about PDM and let people know that there's a new model, a new strategy called PDM, and money is part of the strategies or the pillars. So it was about sensitizing people. Okay. And we also have to know that PDM is a demand-driven strategy. You demand, and then it comes to you. Okay. I think we go back to what you asked first. And so that means that when we are demanding, when we are, we have to wait for people. You give them, money is a means of production. You can't demand in the market without money. So money was the first to be given out. Now we have to go backwards and train. And even before people access the money, there's what we call HVALU, profitability analysis, that people go through to be trained. And after training, then you get to understand the project you're going to do, the enterprise or the business you're going to do. After understanding it, then you're able to get the money to invest in that particular activity that you said you are going to invest in. So it's not true that we didn't train. We trained everyone, and people got the money after knowing what they are supposed to do, because there are critical steps that they have to take before you access the revolving loan. Okay,
so Miss Irene, what I understand here is that maybe, or what the intentions were when you're giving hard cash, is because you wanted to also put other people under consideration, not only the farmers, but also those who are selling the seedlings.
Yes, that's the whole chain.
They're also benefiting.
Yes.
But now that takes us back to the farmers. When you're giving them these seeds, are you also considering where they're going to get the market in the training or wherever? So let's go for a short commercial break, and we shall get to know if government or the parish development model loan is given to you and they are taking you through trainings. Are they also providing you with the necessities like market?
In a chick stage, grower and layer. Those which are laying are giving us 120 trays of eggs, which we are selling at 12,000 shillings per tray, which gives us 1,440,000, and the cost of production is 1,140,000, which gives us a net balance of 300,000 per day as profit. With the feed pressing plant, every day we are processing 1,000 kilos or 1 ton of feeds. We are selling these feeds at 1,850 per kilo, and the cost of production is 1,700. So on every kilo we are making 150 shillings times 1,000 kilo, that is 150,000 shillings per day as net balance of profit from the feeds processing plant. For the dairy zero grazing section, we have got 8 cows. Out of these, 6 are mothers now. The 6 mothers are giving us 120 liters of milk every day. We are selling our liter of milk at 1,000 shillings farm gate price, and which gives us 110,000 shillings per day, and the cost of feeding them is 50,000 shillings per day. That leaves us with a balance of 60,000 shillings per day as net profit. These are 8 cows. The 2 cows are heifers, but the beauty of it is these cows gives us, the mothers gives us, every cow gives a heifer or gives birth to a heifer every year. So with the 4th component is the waste, production of waste. We are generating a lot of waste from the poultry and the cows. After extracting the biogas, we are using the gas for cooking. After extracting that, we use the manure. First, the immediate neighbors are taking this manure. We are not selling this manure to the immediate neighbors. Those who have got banana plantations, we give them. We have connected the channel to them. But the balance of manure in excess of what they take, we sell 2 lorries per month, and each lorry is 300,000, and that comes with 600,000. So when we deduct the cost of ferrying and collection is 50,000, we remain with 550,000 per month after giving the neighbors. Milk is not going up every day. It has been staggered for a long time. So what we did, I said, let's add value to this milk. So behind there you have seen at the farm we have planted strawberries. These are fresh strawberries which get ripe. We process them, we freeze them, we blend them into our milk, and we work on the yogurt. So we are producing yogurt here with fresh strawberries, and the taste is very, very good. And this milk, this yogurt, every 1 liter goes for 5,000. So instead of selling our milk at 1,000 on farm, we are looking at selling it at 5,000 after adding value, putting their strawberries, moreover fresh strawberries, not these chemicals you get. We are employing permanent 10 workers and then temporary 5 workers. In other words, we are able to sustain the families of 10 workers, of 10 people here. These are young men, you have seen them around. And also the lives of 5 temporary workers. So 15 people are employed by this farm, which is on 1.25 acres. We are selling our milk to the bread bakery here. There's a bread factory in town. We are selling our milk to some restaurants in town. We are selling our eggs to the bread bakery. We are selling our eggs to the supermarkets in town. We are selling our eggs to all these Rolex guys, the Chapats, the Midara people along. They come and take the eggs from here. We are providing market to the farmers who grow maize, because every season this farm is using 800 bags of 100 kilos of maize. We don't have land to grow that maize. We buy it from the farmers. So we also provide business to the farmers to buy maize. What you have seen these cows consuming, most of them we are not growing, we are buying. We are buying the maize gardens and processed cereals. We are buying the pachong. There are some farms who have got pachong napier. They sell to us. We buy and process into silage, but also give it as fresh. So we provide market for the farmers. We also provide market to the communities around with our products.
Taken it seriously. That's credit to Miss Irene and the team. But that brings me back to my question. How has PDM helped to bridge the farmers with the market?
Okay, thank you so much again, Enid. Now, before we started advising farmers on which enterprises to take, actually there was a research that was made, including the markets and everything. Okay. And so 7 enterprises were particularly chosen as priority enterprises for PDM, which include piggery, poultry, coffee, fruits, dairy, fish, and other food enterprises. Now, these enterprises were chosen because they had the market, because of available market, both locally, nationally, and also internationally. Of course, regional markets are also there. So the market is always the first thing that we think through before we advise the population to undertake an enterprise.
Because this is your money too.
It's
the
money.
State's money too.
Yes, it's for the government.
It's not only for me as a farmer.
No, not for a person. It's for, actually the government gives money to a parish, a donation of 100 million per year to a parish. And so the parish gives it to its members. And we expect that money to be repaid back to the parish, so that the parish, it continues being a revolving fund circulated amongst all the parishioners. So it's not something that we do without opening our eyes. We must make sure.
This reminds me of something. When they were providing student loans for medics, I remember when they gave some cousin of mine, and she said, how foolish these people can be to trust a 17-year-old that does not have a job, that is employed, to give me a student loan. And at the end of it now, we were thinking of maybe give a student loan and also put a job opportunity in consideration, because this is not just a student's money, it's your money too.
Yes, it's government money. Yes. Okay. So that's why we go an extra mile to make sure that this money, people are trained on how to invest, what investment ventures, the businesses, the enterprises that we chose for them as priority. But we don't stop there, but encourage people to do what they are most knowledgeable about and are skilled for. So we skill the people, we train them, we do profitability analysis with them, and also as we do that, the market is also being explored. And so far we've not had any challenges with markets. There's increase in production, but also we are seeing a lot of market opportunities in terms of growing cities, growing townships, urbanization is growing. We have markets in the region, East Africa, and even beyond Africa. So there's no worry about having markets for the programs, for the enterprises that people are doing. Yes. Instead, we need to just strengthen the supply chain management, the systems, transportation, storage, and all that is going to help ensure that there's constant supply of these products, including value addition. And that also takes us to things like processing, aggregation, then processing and add value, and then sell when the value has been enhanced. Yes, that's where we are going to in the next phase, actually, going to lay more ground to that.
Now, for a beneficiary that is well skilled, or maybe that has knowledge already, and also for a beneficiary that is more capable than the other party or the other, maybe I have more land. Maybe, you know, there are some things, I may not, of course, be wealthy, but I just have more capability.
Yes.
And there is hope, or maybe a feeling that 1 million, or maybe let me say 10M, could change my life more than 1M could ever.
Okay.
And then that brings me back to the promised increment of the parish development model. Maybe we should also consider how capable is this beneficiary. I may be more capable than this other one, and maybe some more amount of money would be of great use to me.
Okay.
What do you think about
Yeah, that's very good question. Actually, I need to clarify that PDM, the Parish Revolving Fund of Parish Development Model, is designed for smallholder farmers.
Okay.
But other people have other you know, larger scale farmers, and those who have bigger acreage of land, they have more other opportunities, like from Africa Development Banks. They have opportunities in commercial banks. And actually the president one time was saying that we are going to put money in the Uganda Development Bank for the rich, for people who are richer than the subsisting farmers.
There are people who are not really rich, but
yes, we call them rich in the community, in parishes.
But they have I don't know, should I call it respect for inheritance?
Yes.
Let me tell you, you can go to Karamoja,
yes,
and someone has around 100 cows, but they are starving.
Yes,
and
they are subsisting. Yeah,
they will
I
not
agree.
sell the cows off.
True.
So there is someone who has more land.
Yes.
But they are not rich.
Yes, but they cannot benefit from 1 million. They are not. 1 million is not going to be enough for them.
They could benefit from 1 million, but they would benefit more from 5 million.
Yes, which is available also, but through other government facilities.
Yeah, I get.
Like we talked about the Uganda Development Bank. We have for women, there's this program called Women Fund under Ministry of Gender. It gives more money to women who are doing businesses.
Yeah, I love the inclusivity.
Yes.
I actually hope, I'm not being famous.
No.
I'm not being feminist, but I hope tables turn. I'm joking.
No, it's not about being feminist, but it's about knowing where there's more need.
Yes.
I think that women, they need more credit than the men.
Yeah, sure.
And they need more support because of the traditional things we know women don't own. Yes. So it's not just being whatever, but knowing that these are the people who are most affected with subsisting. Most households which are women-led, and yet women don't have rights over land, you know, unless I've bought it, but you can't inherit land. In some societies.
In some, yeah.
Yes. Widows don't inherit their husband's side. You have to inherit from your side. So all these dynamics have to be considered. And even in PDM, 30% of the revolving loan goes to the women. And the youth also get 30%. Actually, you asked why most youth are thinking they can't benefit, because when they go to be participating in these communities.
Yeah, now you'll be in a community, you're going, because they're telling you should be in groups.
Yes.
You want to join a group.
Yes.
But your neighbors are actually telling you, gwachari muto, toina bizibu bingi. You get, you don't have many problems like us.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and this is something they're going to trust you with in case you're in a group. You can't go individually.
Yes, yes. Youth have opportunity to join PDM through their own groups. They can also form a youth group.
Okay.
If the old people are refusing to let them in, let them have their own group. It's allowed.
Okay. But
But those who can access through the women groups or other enterprise groups, they're also ready to, they should also be able to join. And definitely that bias has to be also transformed through training and through mindset change to ensure that there's inclusivity. Because youth in the parish are entitled 30% of the revolving loans.
Okay.
So they have the money, they just need to know, and then maybe sensitized and see how they can really go through the dynamics, getting into an enterprise group, and then you are able to access the loan as a youth.
Now, speaking of inclusivity, that brings me back to the point of, if youth, or if the most population we have in Uganda is youth, and we want to deal, or we want to eradicate poverty, don't you think that's the most vulnerable class of people for the future?
Yes.
I feel like those are the people that have to be put under consideration the most.
Yes, that's why we give them 30% consideration, same like the women. And of course, when you go to such groups, you'll find youth under women, you find youth under men, you find, but also as them, as the youth themselves alone, they have 30%.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's no worry. They just need to be encouraged to start something that is within the operations of PDM, and especially the enterprises, and then they'll be able to.
I think that will bring us back to sensitizing, like you said earlier.
Yes.
You people need more training, and also considering youth. We are speaking about youth. Those are people that I don't know, they are picky about what they are going to do. Trust me, you'll find someone so idle, so broke, but they can't dig. They can't, and they know how to dig, of course. They have the skills and all that, but they just find it degrading
to go and dig.
Of course, them. And yet this is the future. They are the future.
But if you don't dig, you can take care of dairy animals, or you can do poultry.
Anything about farming is degrading of them.
They want to add border.
So that brings back to sensitization.
Mindset change is one of the pillars.
Someone feels like, I can't be a peasant, you know, to put food on table. So we need to train, do a lot of training, especially changing the mindset, and support the youth to get to get involved in the development process, because they're the leaders of tomorrow, as you say, and they are the most productive force. They are energetic, they have a vision, they have a future. And so we are going to ensure that we put a lot of emphasis on training, as you say. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, there is this thing when we speak about Uganda, when it comes to job opportunities or any kind of thing that revolves around money, there is a phase of, who do you know?
Okay.
Who knows you? Now, this point is most, of course, that's corruption.
Yeah,
and then there is all that the reported cases of whereby it's a promised 1 million, but there are cases whereby someone is getting as low as 20,000
instead of 1 million.
Yeah. So who is accountable in case that is really true? Who is accountable, or who is responsible? Actually,
there are many good structures right from the grassroots, right from the parish upwards. There's the circle leadership is accountable to ensure that everybody gets the money that they requested for, which is 1 million. If there's anything that is which is happening that is not right, that is not allowed. Okay. And we have mitigating factors or risk mitigating avenues. We are trying to do community-led beneficiary selection process, which is called vetting process, where people come to one place with the LOC there and the whole community, and they decide who gets what. So the whole community is involved. It's called vetting process.
You have no one to blame at the end of the day.
No, they still, at least they will be involved. They're involved in choosing who gets the money. Sure. And secondly, we also have statutory audits of circles, of these circles, to ensure that people are doing the right things. Okay. We are going to make sure that every year there's a statutory audit of what has happened, and the culprits, if there are any that are misusing the resources, then they will be asked to pay back. And then we also have special general meetings to reinforce democratic governance and leadership principles at the grassroots level, at the parish. So all these avenues are supposed to ensure that people get what they deserve. And we also have enhanced oversight by local leadership and technical team at the grassroots. The local governments, the leaders, LC1s, the parish development committees at LC2, the circle leadership. So there's a lot that is happening, and we are going to put more force to it going forward to make sure that systems and structures at the grassroots are strengthened. Yeah.
So, Miss Evelyn, Miss
Yes.
Irene, giving out the funds is one thing, but ensuring that this business survives is also another.
Yeah.
How many PDM enterprises do you think are surviving till date, or what success stories do you have so far?
For now, we have over 220,000 enterprise groups and enterprises actually which are happening
Could you
in the whole country.
Three who are?
Yes, and they are doing very well, most of them in the different categories I talked about, the piggery, the poultry, the coffee. They are doing very well in those areas. So, and they are in enterprise groups as well. So they are not individual households only, but the households form enterprise groups.
Okay.
So we have over 222 enterprise groups currently. Yeah.
Do you have any success story of Mr. So-and-so coming from this side? Maybe.
We have a lot of them. We have a lot of them.
You know, public trust is a very crucial thing here in Uganda.
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe if you have a success story, any.
Yes, I have a lot, including the ones you've just watched on the...
Just name one or two.
Now, let me go to my parish.
Of course.
In my parish, where I come from, there's a lady who, for her, she's dealing with coffee.
Okay.
She buys coffee from the neighbors and she processes it. Now, the processing she does is to just remove the husks and make it clean, and then she sells at a higher price. In my village, she sells and aggregates, and then the coffee goes. And coffee right now is trending in terms of prices. It's doing very well.
Okay.
Yes, and many others.
Yeah, I would wish them to be named so that, but anyways, you can do research, and we also have seen some success stories on screen. And also I wanted to find out when someone feels neglected or ignored, or if there are cases like I have mentioned, to whom do we reach out to?
We have structures from the start, from the beginning. Many people call, actually they come from villages and they call my number. And I tell them, go to your parish, look for your parish chief. Government recruited parishes. Every parish in Uganda has a parish chief, and they are properly facilitated. The president insisted that they should, actually the strategy, not even just about the president saying, but the strategy demands that there should be proximity in the parish. The parish chief has to have, people have to access him. So he has to stay in the parish. We encourage them to live in the parish.
Okay.
And so we recruited, the first person that you approach should be your enterprise group leader. Enterprise groups in villages, they have leaders. If somebody feels neglected, let them look for enterprise leader. If not, if they don't know who the enterprises are, who the enterprise leaders are, it means they haven't yet joined any, so let them go to look for a parish chief.
Okay.
Parish chief will be able to facilitate them with any information.
Okay.
Yeah.
So parish development model is usually described as a long term.
Yes.
Yeah, but Ugandans are dealing with immediate needs.
Yes.
So is PDM slow, or is PDM slow for the urgency of poverty? Let's go for a short break as we get to know if actually PDM can deal with poverty in Uganda.
TV1. See the difference.
What sound? Hello everyone, my name is Quinker Prayonides Noella.
My name is Nachma Prince Ella.
My name is Kunmura Abigail Emmanuel. Welcome to UJ Kids on TV1.
From beautiful poems and reading to energetic dancing and singing,
every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. UJ Kids lights up your screen with amazing kids just like you.
What is a room that has no doors or windows?
UJ Kids is a show where youngsters shine, creativity grows, and learning feels like play. So gather your friends, call your family, and tune into the show that celebrates talent, confidence, and fun.
UJ Kids on TV1.
See the difference.
Mukama Katonda webala
$13 billion. The beneficiary that the president has come to visit, Elliot, has been doing so well and is still doing well. He managed to do passion fruit on an area of 0.5 acres, which he has rented for 2 years at a cost of $250. He has managed to co-opt other enterprises like horticulture. He's doing onions and vegetables, and he's also doing goat farming as well. So he has been so enterprising and inspiring to the other colleagues of his. In Bugomba PDM Circle, we gave out 217 million in totality for the 2 phases, and we have over 1,000 beneficiaries in the sub-county of Nawampiti, which has other 4 circles. Some of the challenges that we have faced in my department as a focal person is that the PRF per circle is way low compared to the demand, because the circle chairperson can report to you over 300 applications for the loan, yet the slots are just 100 for the money. So this creates a lot of scramble for who should get on the list, and at times it leads to moral hazards whereby the chairperson is compromised and all that kind of stories you've heard of extortions and what that are going on all over. The issue is about the demand. Now that the program has been hypered by the president's visit, actually the demand is already up. So I plead that the president can maybe double the PRF per circle, and as well maybe look into the population per circle or per district, and then shift the money to the where the population is densely allocated. Then the other challenge is to do with the Wendy payment system. It is very lengthy. It takes about 30 minutes to work on a loan. So this one kind of compromises the service delivery, because once we have finished our vetting and the RDC has advised that the people should be given money in a specific period of time, the system is very slow. So it keeps the beneficiaries in suspense, yet they have not yet received the money. So that one has to be.
Government habwa ekiyatukoleire Sako ya Nzorobi tukatandika nayo mu mwaka gwe 2021 mu mwezi gwa katano twatandika no ku registeringa ba member tulegesebwa kuruga ha district na hagomborora twaza kutorana ba members kuruga mu committee bwa hansi twamazire twatorana bebembezi ba Sako kandi ahibantoreine kubanka cya personi wa Sakeji. So tukatandika na enterprise groups 14 chonka sente kuzamazire kwisha account abantu batunga ba member bayeyongera hati twine groups 37 group Sako yitu ya Nzorobi eine ba members 15 atano na batano bareruga mu enterprise groups 3 na mushanju.
Tekako Charles, the chairperson of Nzorobi Beans Group PDM, says Nzorobi Group members heavily invested in bean growing. He says with the funds, they have seen bumper harvests and are already making profits.
Yamabara gange banyeta Tekako Charles, ndi chairperson wa Sako ya Nzorobi Beans, usange wa Nzorobi Village Mukabale Sub-County. Enterprise Group yaitu erime bihimba. Tuina ba member 14. Ba member tukara on process wetu afomengere group tukagenda mu village committee. Wetu aregezere ku village committee batugumya. Tugende tufune sente za parish model. Tuwe twafuniwe twabarabize gawo twafuna form batusindikira form twagisindika mu Sako board member. Bategisindikire bagigumya batuletera form twagijuza. Twasindika ba member bali willing kugenda kufuna ki sente za PDM. Then wetwarugira funirege sente ba member bayiza kugambirege ba member tuli 14 baitu ba member 14 itwe tutafune sente araba babari go phase kubanza bafunire sente araba takafunire.
Chichonjo Hope, the chairperson of Nzorobi B Horticulture Group, says they invested their PDM funds in growing vegetables like tomatoes, cabbages and fruits. She says this has improved their incomes and their family's health.
Amazina ganje ninye Chichonjo Hope, ni chairperson wa group ya Horticulture C Nzorobi. Turahinga mikubi ba group yanje erimu ba member 30. Sente za PDM kuzayijire chief yaisha yatujugumbya twakora group C niho twafomengire group ejo niyo nkashangwa ndimo ndo muhinji ndahingo mukubi twakora group y'abantu 30 twashitama mu group twayekomamo abaraza kutunga sente za PDM sente batuha chief wetu yatuletera bagurikali cyabo kutwegesa batushomesa embalira nebyo buhinji koko turabitwaze twahinge mikubi group yanje rahinge mikubi turahinge nyanya turahinge ntura turahinga na cabbage group yanje abatondima abantu 30 abantu mushanju nibo bakatungaho sente za PDM nanye nkatunga sente nayongera omukuhinga kwanje nayongera okugaziha sente zuzangaziha kabanda hinga bice natandika kuhinga byinji entura kabanda sharureshaho nkishatu ina kyonka hati ndasharwenshaho nka 30. Enyanya turahingira kimwe nyiwe mu maka ganje ndahinga hati ya ika ndasharwe boxing nka 20. Entura nda exporting heru. So sente za PDM zinyambire okugaziha emirimo yanje. Kunakozire naguze entura abana banje barega bari kurungi ndashasha school fees muka yanje ndi kurungi nagaziha nahinga no musirigwe bitoki nahinga no musirigwe nanansi. So sente ezo zinkoleire omu maka ganje turali.
Elliot from Luka District for his great work, for his outstanding work, a beneficiary of PDM. Isn't that a niche in the Temple of Fame?
I know.
Yeah, I think
it was a nice one.
We should all maybe try out. You never know, one time, one day, one time,
yes,
you'll have a visit.
Yes.
Anyway, so my interest was finding out PDM being described as a long term, and Ugandans have short-term needs or immediate needs. Do you think it will keep up with that?
Okay, now the the essence of PDM, especially the revolving fund, is to create a parish development bank. For us to create wealth, we must make it revolve. We must grow wealth, and that wealth is grown from households. That's why government is giving 1 million shillings to every household, and then they work together in groups to form a bank, a circle at the circle level. So later on that money has to revolve and remains in the parish for sustaining development programs.
Okay.
So to create wealth, we must learn to save. It's a saving culture that we're inculcating in people.
Yeah.
To get the money, you pay back, you have the discipline of paying back, and then save money for the future. So what government is doing, PDM is a wealth creation strategy, wealth creation. So wealth creation, if you consider short-term needs, you're not going to create wealth.
Yeah.
So the strategy itself, its mind is to create wealth, ensure Ugandans learn to save, and then keep the money, it grows, it revolves, and then eventually we form parish banks that are going to stay in the community for the next generation to find it.
Okay.
Yes, and then at the top, of course, eventually to form an apex, which forms a parish development bank, Uganda.
Okay.
It will be exciting.
Yeah, so we understand you may have a leaking roof. That money is not to repair your leaking roof, but maybe to construct you a new house.
Or not only construct a new house, but you can construct your house out of the proceeds of this money, of this loan. You don't eat the seed. They say you don't eat a seed. You have to multiply it, and then from the proceeds, you can be able to construct a house, you can be able to pay school fees for your children, but not the initial capital, that's seed capital.
So you need to be patient as you were initially without expecting or without being in the know that PDM would actually come into life.
Exactly.
And we'll walk us clearly through the process of how someone leaves their house and gets the PDM money.
Okay, what happens is that we start with meetings.
Okay.
People are called, the parish chief invites people for a meeting, and communities come, especially people in the parish households, they come together, they are trained on basics of what PDM is all about, the long-term vision of PDM, which is of course increased incomes and improved quality of life for all Ugandans. And then we also go through the different stages. They first of all train them on how to identify a viable enterprise.
Okay.
And that includes an enterprise in which they have experience and skill. And then we also train them on how to to apply after training, going through the process of identifying a viable program or enterprise business they are going to do.
Okay.
Then they are able to be assisted to apply. They develop a plan of how to apply and the profitability of that enterprise, and then they apply for the loan. And the loan forms are endorsed by their LOC ones. First of all, groups themselves now go back and choose enterprise groups.
Okay.
If we are poultry farmers, we sit down and then we choose who is going to get the money right now this season, and then who is going to wait. So if we choose 3 of us for this current season to get the money, then we are assisted in applying. We get to apply for the loan, and then the parish chief collects all those loans forms, and they bring them to the vetting committee. The vetting committee is able to find out, are these enterprises really existing? Is this person able to do this? And then after that, they bring them to the village committee, to the vetting community vetting meeting, where the LOC1 is as well, and they decide who is going to really get. They affirm that people are going to get the money. Okay. And after that, they take the forms, they stamped by the LOC1s, and then to the circle leadership that process the loan. When the loan comes, I think it comes through Wendy on their phones, and then the chairperson, the treasurer, and the secretary are able to approve the loan, and it goes to somebody's phone. Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking, it was just a thought, maybe why not when the money is given out to a group, my wish would be let that project still be as a group.
A group project.
Yeah, in a way that, yes, we are all dealing maybe in poultry.
Yeah.
Or we're in a group, but we are interested in rearing goats. Let's do it as a group in a way that we are all invested into it. So maybe if you are as a group, you have no fail. With no fail, you're going to find yourself supervising each other. But if you're individually, I may end up doing some other thing, and who cares? At the end of the day, I still have to pay the money back.
Pay back the money.
Yeah, so maybe if it's as a group with no fail, it will be profitable, and also we are going to do it as a group project. What do you think?
We have instances where people have decided to do that.
Yeah, that would be, I think.
We have instances in Mbale, for example. I saw a pond project, fish project, where a family of 15 came together. They have land, and which is near a wetland. And so they decided to pull their 1 million into 15 million shillings, and they invested it into fish farming. And so when the repayment comes, they're going to sell their fish, and each one of them will pay. But that is, for us, we prefer the households, so that people don't say this is for... I like what the president always says. He says in Lusoge Chisoga word, he says it on the during the trips, on the rallies. He said, Basoga say akange kachira akaife.
Okay,
so mine
is better than
ours. Okay. So we first start with households. So when they get to, wealth is created from households and then to the community. It's a multiplier effect. So for now, we think households should be the basis, the first point where we have to measure the impact of PDM.
Okay, so maybe in this perspective that akange kachira kaife, maybe if it is mine, I'll be more competitive. Yes. But if it is ours, I'll be like, it's not mine alone.
Yes,
like
somebody will do it anyway.
Yeah.
But I think even receiving the money and receiving individually is acceptable, because we still guarantee each other. There's group guarantorship. Okay. We know we are going to mobilize each other. Social capital is very important in the development of markets. For us to get market capital, we must have social capital. So this coming together for people, individuals like women and the youth. You talked about youth being isolated.
Okay.
But if they found themselves together, they will encourage each other. They will know where to, they will discuss and know where to find help.
They understand themselves
best. And themselves best. Okay. So groups are very important. People learn skills. They learn how to relate. They learn how to teach each other. And so it becomes better there than if we isolated people individually. It's more inclusive. Okay. And especially if it's a national level program. Yeah. So it's good for people to guarantee each other. In case somebody fails, another person can help them, including the household, because on the application form for the loan, the household person must also affirm or guarantee that I'll be there in case this thing fails.
Okay.
Yeah.
So PDM is usually parish-based.
Yes.
Does that also consider the urban poor populations?
Yes, actually we're having challenges right now with especially the urban centers, but PDM is for urban dwellers as well. We're having PDM there, but we have instances where, for example, in the town center around Nakasero, you may find people who come from somewhere and do their businesses there, and then they go and sleep anywhere. We don't know where they sleep, and yet PDM is household based.
Okay.
So it becomes a challenge. And so people like that, we're also thinking about how do we design something, a product that is going to suit people who are not residences in this area, but that's where they derive their livelihoods. They come and sit on the streets. They spend the whole day, then at night you don't know where they sleep. So we are going to design that product for them. We need to. But otherwise, people whose residences are known in the urban centers are also covered under PDM.
Okay. Why do I feel like if we design that, someone will end up benefiting twice? Or, you know, because I'm both sides.
Yes.
I'm going to fit in this side and fit in the other side.
No, but you have one ID.
Yeah, of course.
You normally use ID.
Sure. But then my point is on those who are really urban-based. That's why I'm day and night.
Yes.
And where the person is also situated in a way that you're not seeing land that this one can do this. You're not seeing somewhere he can rake at all, somewhere he can do piggery, somewhere he can do poultry.
Now, urban dwellers, we don't expect all of them to be in production, but they are value chain players. They can still do, they can buy matoke and put them under a stall and sell. They can buy tomatoes and put them on a small stand along the road and they sell from there.
Okay.
So we expect them to play in the value chain process, but not production.
Okay.
So we see a lot of women, for example, market women in Kalere, they get things from up country and they sell. So they are all eligible.
Okay.
So long as the enterprise is within the agricultural value chain, it doesn't matter at which node.
Okay.
It can be in the production, it can be at the processing level, or transport. Some people who prefer to transport other people's goods from up country, from the farm to the market. That's also value chain of PDM.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, do you think there will be a risk of dependency whereby I'm reluctant and I'm waiting for the money when it comes?
What do you mean? You must have something we are doing. Actually, there's something that we introduced before you access the loan. There's something that we call it what? Some effort that you put there. For example, if I'm going to do the hens, keep the chickens, when you look at the local materials you have, look at the poles, you can cut the trees in your community and build a shed before you get the loan to bring the cows, the poultry.
Yes.
So that is some effort, your effort that you put there.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean in a way that I have something else that is paying me. So I'm all waiting for the PDM money, use it, and I'll repay it with something else that has always been running.
Okay, I think that shouldn't be a very big problem.
Okay.
As long as it's what we are seeing that happen actually.
I feel like that takes us back to who is eligible. Because you are waiting for the money, to buy a nice cloth and sit?
No. Well, you must have some effort.
Okay.
You must have something that you put in.
Do you do trackings and supervising that?
Yes, that's a part of the reason why the tracking, we call it the loans, not the loans committee. There's a committee which is vetting committee, has to vet the person and go and see, do they really have somewhere they're going to rear this chicken from? Have they done something? You must put something at least. Because 1 million cannot start from zero to finish, no. There must be something that shows that you are really doing this, or you can do this. Yes, and
you
then
must at least put a tiny thing.
Yes, something small.
Okay, now this fund's being revolving, yeah? What happens when a beneficiary fails to pay back?
That's why we talked about guarantorship at household level. If they are spouses, that's why we're not encouraging. Okay, from when we started, spouses are not supposed to get both of them. In the same household, you don't give more than one loan, so that somebody can guarantee you, can sign. And then at the group level also, we encourage people to guarantee each other. So if somebody is not able to pay, there's a fallback position.
No, talking about one person should get in households.
Yes.
Polygamous fathers are looking at you like...
No, as long as the household is... Polygamous fathers may be having different women with different homes. So those are eligible.
Oh, those are different households.
Households. Okay. Even the children who are mature, who have grown out and got out of home and they have their own homes, they also can.
So if I fail to pay the money, are there consequences, or I'll have to run to Kenya?
Of course you must pay, because this money is really for the parish. We have to tell people that this money is not coming back to government. The president keeps saying that government is not poor. It's people who are poor. So when they give you money, they don't expect it back. But you must pay back to your bank, to your community, which is your parish. So parish people must take responsibility for each other, so that this money is paid back.
And again used.
Yeah, it goes somebody else. So if we don't become vigilant, then people are going to run away with the money. So, but what we need to emphasize is to train people to start seeing the bigger picture about this revolving loan. It's not just for getting and individuals disappear. It's really for creating wealth, and wealth cannot be created without people getting together.
So how confident are you as a human being to trust that the parish leader levels are going to manage the funds?
I'm not confident, but we are going to train. That's what we are going to be doing. Building professionalism, build institutions at the parish level, and trying to develop leadership that is going to stay in the community to ensure that they supervise what's happening, they provide oversight. The Parish Development Committee is our very first leadership structure that we have. And that's part of the resources we count. Not only money, but the human resource that we count that's at the parish. So we are going to build a lot of capacity, both institutional and people capacity, to ensure that the parishes are in good hands. We want to build skills. We want to build systems and driven by data, data-driven system, and also decision-making based on evidence. We are going to do a lot of that so that we build a rural community that is business-oriented and that is going to continue with the development process.
Now we have seen some success stories coming from Busoga region, and then Ugandans usually say there are rumors that some regions are actually benefiting more than the other regions. And if so, what explains that imbalance?
Could it PDM?
Could it be maybe the way they are registering themselves, or the way this other region has understood the process more than these other people?
It may not even be region, but parishes. Parishes are going to grow at different levels. We can't expect a uniform growth because communities are dynamic, communities are different. And so people who have been vigilant in putting in practice what they are taught, what they are trained, and who catch the vision faster, we suspect they are going to run and grow faster than others. So we are not going to get surprised if after even another 5 years we see some, even households, people who put effort benefit better. Yes.
And now when you're collecting this money or the payback, what is your estimation that by this time we should have got the money back?
The first lot of the beneficiaries must have been around 2023.
Okay.
So by 2025, they should have started paying back. We give them 2 years. You take the loan for 2 years, and then the third year you start paying. And even that third year, you don't have to pay everything at once. If you want, you can pay at once. If not, you can pay in installments.
Okay.
So 3 years since we started the program have now passed. So we expect the first recipients to have started payment.
Now,
and
that takes me back to what I had asked earlier. When you talk of repaying, you say there are consequences. Maybe if we name the consequences, Ugandans out there.
The consequences is about the law. The law catches up with you. Because all these things we are doing are embedded in the law. The cooperative law, criminality is criminality. It doesn't matter what level. We have some parish chiefs or circle leaders who have mismanaged the fund, and some of them have been prosecuted. They are taken to court, they are demanded to pay, and then they refund the money.
And let me hope Ugandans out there know that this is a loan. It was not a gift.
No, it's not a gift at all. This is a loan. For those who may not have known that this is a loan from the parish, and therefore you must pay back to the parish circle, not to government. It was a donation or a grant from government to the parish, not to your household only. So you must use it and pay back to the parish so that more people can benefit from it.
Now someone has interest in understanding this. Yes, we are going as a group.
Yes.
Why not as an individual?
We emphasize the importance of groups. Groups, the social capital. We are building social capital as well as financial capital. So before you get the financial, you must get the benefits of social capital. Social capital is about how you work together with others. So in those groups, there's a lot of training. There are bylaws which are binding to the group. And so there's discipline in the group than individual. And there's also an advantage of ensuring that people are monitoring each other, they're supporting each other, they are training each other. Yes.
And also, like you said, about the market.
The market, the market system. Eventually, the loan is not going to stop at the household or the enterprise, but we want the market, people to access markets through groups, group guarantorship and aggregation of the enterprises, the products, in order for them to be either processed or to be sent to the market. Collective bargaining is very important.
Yes. So as a Ugandan out there, to understand it best is in a way that if we are doing poultry as a group, and then there is a certain company or a certain individual or certain enterprise that needs eggs, and I have around, let's say, 30 eggs or 30 hens or whatsoever, they may not be enough, but they are more enough as a group. So that's why it is important for it to be a group or as a group, not as an individual. And that's still bringing market closer to you.
Exactly.
So after funds are given to the beneficiaries, how often is the monitoring?
It's continuous. The monitoring has to be continuous, but like I say, they are given 2 years in which to work with the money. Even if your enterprise brings back the money quickly, we encourage people to reinvestment, so that by the time you start paying, at least you've gained from it. You've met your short-term needs, which you talked about, and now you're ready for the long term. And then at the third year is when you start paying. Either pay at once, the whole loan plus the interest which is given. Interest is 6% per year.
That's
really,
so little.
It's not even interest. It's just to keep the money value high. So you pay back and then somebody else gets.
Now, Miss Irene, if PDM was to fail, God forbid, but if PDM was to fail, what do you think would be the main reason? because it's the first time you're doing it, it's a baby enterprise. Yeah.
The main reason for failing would have been there because of how some communities are handling PRF, the Parish Revolving Fund, but we have mitigating factors. So I don't expect PDM to fail. If it was to fail, it would fail because of the poor leadership at the parish level and at the circle level. But we are fixing all that.
Maybe the people themselves.
Yes, we are going to go in to fix every loophole to ensure that the money is paid. We are going to strengthen circle governance so that the governance is transparent and is rotational, and people are able to do the best practices according to the law. And we're also going to enforce discipline in repayment so that this money can get back. We are going to strengthen professionalism, both at circle level and at the parish level, to make sure that the parish development committees, the parish chiefs, the circle leadership is accountable to ensure that there's no failure that we expect in the future. And we're also going to ensure that we expand coverage. Yes. And so, and deepen the credit into the value chains which we talked about for the markets.
Yes.
For us to improve value of the enterprises, we must add value, we must process, we must aggregate proper storage, proper transportation means to the market. Yeah, so those nodes along the value chain have to be strengthened. If it has to fail, really it would fail because the value chains have failed, but we are not going to see that one happen.
Yeah. Now, my interest was when I told you earlier that there are people who claim the 1 million.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, the envelope has 20,000, 300,000.
Yes.
I'm just hoping, me and the Ugandans, that when it comes to payback, because the state or the government knows it's giving every individual 1 million. Let me hope I'm not expected to pay what I was not given.
No, we're going to make sure, as I talked about, statutory audits. Every year we must have audits. And also we have what we call special general meetings. If we suspect anything is a problem. Now, when I say we, it means this is what we've put in the people, in the system. If the parish or any person at the parish level suspects that there's lack of fair play by the leadership, they are required to call a special meeting and remove those leaders and put the right ones. So corruption is going to be dealt with seriously through those avenues. We are going to make sure that oversight of local leadership and technical team is enhanced. Officers at the district level, parish level, sub-county, to ensure that there's proper oversight, continuous oversight, and also training. Mindset change is very, very important. Human beings learn by repetitive reminders. So we must make sure that we keep training people, we keep emphasizing the vision of PDM. And of course, at the end of the day, PDM must link into the 2040 development strategy for the country, the vision for Uganda to move from low-income earner country to a higher income country. So if people understood all this, I know they will take responsibility.
Now, mindset change is a very important thing for Ugandans to understand that this is not a political-based thing. It is not for a certain party. And being revolving, even if a certain party is no more, PDM is expected to keep moving. So it is not something that is onto some other party.
It's
like
not for politics, party politics.
Like Ugandans love believing. So Miss Irenia, as someone who has been who has seen PDM from its genesis, what is your success, or what is success when you look back? Let's go for a short commercial break as we find out what does Miss Irene describe as success looking back. Miss Irene has been there from the genesis of PDM. Maybe let her describe what success is to her.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like first to say that parish development model is not just about giving out the loans, the money, but it's about a complete ecosystem of linking finances, data, skills, and markets at the parish level, at the local level.
Okay.
And that's very, very important. That's the gist of the matter, linking everything, integrated approach to development. That's why in the beginning I talked about the different sectors, multi-sectoral approach in the parish. We zoom into the parish and make sure that we shake whatever is supposed to be shaken at the local level to ensure all the systems are touched. And so for me, success would mean productive and commercially oriented households. Once we achieve that people are increasing production and productivity at household level, and also they are producing not only for household, but for the market. So that is going to be our measurement of success.
What about looking back?
Looking back, people have been producing for the stomach. Okay? You produce what we eat.
Okay.
But we want to reach a state where households are producing for consumption at household, but also leave some for the market.
Okay.
And joining together with other people, then we have a blossoming rural economy through parishes. And then we also have functional parish level financial institutions. I talked about the parish the parish banks.
Yes.
We are going to transform these circles into parish banks, and eventually the parish revolving loans or parish revolving fund will become a parish bank. Yeah, so that's part of the success. I would also like to see strong integrated value chains, where we have different value chains of dairy, poultry, coffee, anything, fruits happening, so that we see these are processing properly and the market is available. And we are adding value. We are also maybe industries, local industries are going to develop out of all this that we are doing. And we also want to see data-driven planning through systems like the parish. There's what we call state of the parish economy and asset register, and also PDMIS. I talked about PDMIS, which is the parish information management system. We want to make sure that we capture data. That data is going to help in decision making. So evidence-based data or evidence-based decision making based on real data that is coming in through our system. And we want to see a skilled and enterprising-driven rural economy. Skilled and enterprise-driven, business-driven economy, especially starting from the grassroots. That's a measure of our success. Once that is achieved, then PDM will have achieved. And of course, we integrate with other government programs, making sure, because PDM is not just about the money, financial inclusion is just one part, but we have other pillars. As a result, we want to see those pillars also emerging and impacting communities. And at the end of it all, we want to see communities enhanced. The country is growing. People are more involved in money economy than the previous way of doing things. And poverty will be out of our country. Yes. So increased education levels and systems, improved health institutions and people, health welfare of people is improved. People are meeting basic needs without living or sleeping hungry. Majority of people now in rural areas or in the past were living on less than $1. We want to make sure that that is improved. Yes.
Okay, so on that very note, have you registered any behavior change in beneficiaries when it comes to financial habits and not just receiving funds?
Yes, we are having a lot of dynamism in the communities where people are vigilant, they feel they have responsibility to pay back. Women especially want to commend them. They are doing very well. I say that already we have about 1.3 billion repayment, and majority of that is coming from the women. So we are going to build on that success to ensure that success goes ahead. We want to see improved farming practices, irrigations happening so that people can produce, especially vegetables, every time throughout the year. Without relying so much on the environment. So we need to invest a lot more in education, in the agriculture, irrigation especially, water for production and water for domestic use. Okay,
so on that very point where you've mentioned that our majority of the payback is coming from the women, should we note that they are the most considered people, or the other gender is not putting this under consideration?
I don't know what it is, but I can see as always.
You have just registered that.
We registered that, but women are always more responsive in payment. But also knowing that, especially at the subsistence level, leave alone at other levels of development, maybe higher income people, but at subsistence level, majority of players are women. Okay. You must have also seen when you're driving around along the roads, you see a lot more women on stalls with food, and so I think that's why they are more participating, and 30% of these revolving loans go to the women.
And have you noticed that even when you go back to rural areas, women are doing more farming than the men? Yes. So this comes back to the patriarchy society we are living. Are really the men the head of the family, or the other way around? It's something so hard to understand. When you go to the north, to maybe Karamoja, all that, you'll find, I've seen men playing some games on the streets, or Rudo, or they are just so relaxed, and the women are doing the
majority of the work.
the housework. They're doing.
Yes, actually what happens when you analyze this whole thing from even before PDM started, is that women tend to be more active in the lower part of the value chains. The hardest work of tilling the land, because they are responsible for household food, so they find themselves doing more. But when it goes higher towards the markets, the money, then the men take over because they control the money. It's just society is like that. Men control more of the money. Women are more at the household level, the production processes, the lower side of the value chain, they're more involved. But also, I think it's a cultural thing, depending on the part of the country. Like in the north, yes, I think maybe that's the culture, that men are laid back in the production process, and most women come forth. And I believe it's conditions that push them to do that, because they're the ones who take care of the children. They must look for the food, they must cook, so you must look for the food you're going to cook.
To be honest, that angers me so much, because when we go back to rural areas, maybe school fees may not be a big deal. Kids are going to UPE and all that, and the only thing is putting food on table. The man is so relaxed, and he's waiting, and by then he's going to demand for food.
For food when he comes back. Some cultures, I think that's why we integrated mindset change as an integral part of PDM, because we must change some of the narrative, some of these mindsets where people think norms, society demands women to take responsibility for some of these things.
I'll not be surprised if women actually got more from PDM.
It's obvious. They're the players, the majority players in the subsistence economy. It's the women.
Okay.
Men come on board, but for them they are more in higher value enterprises and markets. They have, for example, assets which can afford them loans from commercial banks and other institutions, but it's women who normally don't have anything for guarantorship, for collateral. to get loans. So they end up missing out. That's why even being fair is to make sure that the most affected group, gender, is the one that is majority, and 30% it goes to the women. Yeah.
Now, you earlier said these circles maybe with time they're going to turn into parish banks.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a revolving thing.
Yes.
It's going to be like a merry-go-round.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, so when does a beneficiary graduate from PDM? Because I have a feeling someone like Elliot, who might have made something good from the PDM, when the next round comes, he's going to make again something good.
Yes.
So with time, you're going to find out that Elliot has outgrown the
PDM.
class of people you think should get the PDM. Yes.
So he has saved enough money to invest in something more.
So when do you think someone has graduated out of that, and when do you make sure that that's all? That's
for now, because PDM is revolving and it's also evolving. The strategy itself is growing.
Okay.
We've just started and we are going into the final phase of sustainability. That's where we are going to strengthen the system to create the banks at the parish level. So after that, maybe the banks will have separate rules.
Okay.
And for now, we are still thinking that each person should receive the loan, the revolving loan at once. So after you pay back, if you've saved enough money for yourself, then grow your business with that capital. If not, for now, there are more opportunities, as I said, outside PDM, where people can get more money, those who need more money than what PDM offers.
Yeah.
But with time, when the fund grows, and the governance of the circles has grown, and it's now a bank, they may be having more money, they may be having enough money then to lend a lot more than what PDM is doing right now.
Now, my thinking is, if a certain circle has, maybe if the government comes out and says, this circle is getting this amount of money for these years.
Yes.
And after a period of this time, it is up to you to make sure that you have actually harvested something. So maybe it will pressure someone to know that.
That's what it means.
Yeah, to pressure someone to know that
if I pay back well, I'll get more.
After 5 years, I'm done with this.
Yes.
So if I'm paying back, let me get the money, pay back, get the money, because after a certain period of time, I'm going to graduate getting this money.
Definitely. Right now, we are not promising people that they're going to get another time. Because the majority of the people, the first beneficiaries haven't gotten exhausted.
Okay.
Because people are still forming groups, people are still coming to access credit. So we cannot say people who have paid back should now come. That decision hasn't yet been made by the policy committee. Yeah, so for now we're operating at the startups. When you pay back, then utilize what you've saved after this first phase.
Yeah, maybe when you get, don't expect.
Don't expect for now.
For now, don't expect. And maybe that's when someone is going to know that this is serious.
Yes.
It is for once and maybe in a lifetime or maybe some other time.
They know that because later when when the circles become parish banks, they may have different rules. But for now, we are still at that level, the basic level of getting,
Okay, now this is just a small thing. There have been conflicts, like when you said that who gets first, who gets within the group. Yes. How do you deal with that tension at the parish level?
At the group level.
Yes, the group level.
It's now group dynamics have to come in because we train them on group dynamics even before they form those groups.
Okay.
They must be trained on how to deal with each other in groups. They must have bylaws within their groups. So they must decide for themselves so that nobody comes from outside and imposes conditions on them. So that one is a democratic process which the groups must be able to control.
Okay.
Yeah.
You spoke about success stories.
Yeah.
Do you think there have ever been any, of course you have any failure stories, and why?
We don't want to call it failure again because we've just started. Like I said, you have to plant a seed and leave it to grow before you even start analyzing and gauging whether you failed or not. I keep thinking personally we've not yet failed because we've just sown a seed. We think, okay, if there are diversions, we've heard about stories of people diverting the money instead of investing it in a productive enterprise. They buy a mattress, for example, or they buy clothes for the children, or they pay fees and the money goes. But we are still insisting they must find a way of paying back. And that brings us to start talking about enterprise mix. You know, in Uganda we call it chusa chusanga bwokola. You know, you don't just invest in one thing. Supposing it fails, are you going to come and say, I invested in these chickens, they have failed, I'm not going to pay? You must know how to. We've heard when we moved around assessing the PDM, when the president moved around, we moved with him, and we've had a lot of good success stories where somebody says, I bought goats, and then goats gave birth, I sold, I bought pigs. Now pigs have also grown, I've done. So people are really growing, enterprises are growing, they're mixing up well, so that if tomorrow something comes and affects one enterprise, they will still have where to find the money to pay back. And even those who diverted the money to other things, including drinking, we must insist they must pay back because this money is no longer coming to government, it's for the parish. So they must pay back that money.
Now, looking at PDM's success, we are hoping that maybe in a few years there will be a measurable drop in poverty.
Yes, of course. I've already mentioned that in 2021, poverty levels in Uganda were at 21.4. By 2024, we are at 16 point something. So now, if we measure today, I believe we've gone so much down lower. Actually, the subsistence households, when we started the program, were 39%. Right now, after the survey that took place last year, they said it's now at 31%. So you can see already the push has happened. And the next 5 years of operating the program, I really get the hope that we are going to pull out of poverty.
You must be proud, Miss Irene. Yes. And with some closing remarks to our fellow.
Yeah, the closing remarks is to encourage Ugandans to embrace PDM and to request leadership at all levels, to ensure that we have a structured, inclusive and sustainable strategy. It's a strategy that has hope. People have dismissed it, others are skeptical, others think because other programs in government failed, even this one is going to fail. But we want to bring hope that given the right timing and enough time to train our communities, PDM is going to succeed. So we plead for the leaders, implementers and beneficiaries to all work together and make sure that we are achieving the vision of PDM. Yes.
Now, since PDM is a revolving strategy, this is not going to be the last time we are seeing Miss Irene on screen. With time we are going to be hosting her to tell us on how far. And then also we have to understand that PDM is not it's not just a development. It's not a development. It's a development, but it's not just a policy. Development is going to be you.
Yeah.
Good night.